Hello and welcome to The Real Deal. Now, a demented organ player, hell-bent on revenge with a penchant for Old Testament endings.
Oh, it must be a Vincent Price movie. Makes sense. Let's check out the Blu-ray and DVD re-release of the Abominable Dr Phibes.
Dr. Phibes, who samples the finer things of life in his own inimitable way, and experiments with fascinating instruments of death.
A horror story from the 1970s, starring Vincent Price. Is this one I'm gonna like?
Do you know what? I went in thinking I was really not going to like it. 5 minutes in, I thought, oh man, I've got to sit through this whole thing. I actually really liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
That personal attack because I made you watch it.
Yeah, you did. You just showed up and said, watch this, Joe. Okay, as the screech of tyres went down the road. I actually really ended up liking it. Briefly, the plot is an organ player loses his wife and decides to seek revenge on those he deems responsible by murdering them using the 10 biblical plagues as seen in the Old Testament, used against the ancient Egyptians standards.
As you do. It's safe to say that we haven't really seen a horror movie that goes down that route since or before that film.
It's absolutely unique.
Very original, yeah.
There's some incredibly inventive death scenes as well. And the thing that stood out for me most is I'm thinking, there's no CGI, this is all prosthetics. The effects that they use are amazing. And I've spent a lot of the film thinking, how the heck did they do that? That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And it's so entertaining as well. Vincent Price, opposite Joseph Cotten, who's sort of his foil, really actually interesting, entertaining and funny as well. I don't know if it's meant to be funny, but it is kind of funny.
Let's go back to two of the points that you talked about. The prosthetics, first and foremost. I am so pleased that you find that a good thing, because we are so in tune with having everything to perfection now with CGI.
Yeah.
And, even on a 3D level, we're expecting everything to almost be as lifelike as possible. But in those days, you didn't have that.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was a lot of hard graft, a lot of imagination to try and bring what essentially, if you're knocking off an arm, that spill of blood to life. And it's quite refreshing to see something like that.
Well, you think, how are you doing that? This person's just lost an arm. Vincent Price has just lopped their arm off. How are we going to make that happen on
with
film?
A pump.
Yeah, there's some incredible artistry in it. That's very impressive. And as I say, it's properly entertaining, actually. Yeah.
And Vincent Price, he is the go-to horror man. He's got the most distinctive voice as well for this genre. Is this his best performance? It's
interesting you mention his voice, because he's actually, it's a weird setup, and I don't want to give too much away, but he's kind of mute, but isn't. But that voice is still in there. There's a lot of eyebrow acting.
Oh, good.
One of the world's finest eyebrow actors, I must say that. Shame there's not an Academy Award for that. Connoisseurs of his work, I've been doing a lot of research on this and on sort of some very unusual forums on the internet, and they tend to say this is one of, if not his finest performance. I think people who like Vincent Price definitely like the Abominable Dr. Phibes.
Cool. And there's in this box set that you get a load of extras with it.
Yes.
Can you talk us through those?
It's very impressive, actually. It comes in sort of like a steel case. There's all sorts of stuff like original audio recordings and stuff. I mean,
this is for the superfan then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting there just like, oh, goody gumdrops, they've got the 1971 audio. But what it does have, it has, for example, the best thing on there is an interview with Vincent Price's biographer, which cannot fail to be interesting. That's really, really interesting stuff. And you get a lot of bang for your buck in there as well, including the sequel, Dr Phibes Rises Again. Which,
sounds ominous.
Yes, well, I mean, he's a scary guy. So, yeah, lots and lots to look forward to in there.
Okay, cool. So give us a quick rundown of what the real deal is on this brand new box set that's coming out.
Do you know what? If you're a huge classic horror fan or a Vincent Price fan, definitely go out and get it. That being said, if you'd like to see sort of the genesis of the classic sort of 80s horror films, stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street, really creative and kind of tongue-in-cheek funny horror films as well, then I think there's something for you here, and it's worth it just to see Vincent Price's eyebrow action. 3 out of 5.
Here, how are we going to get him off this? You take his head and I'll take his feet. Let's unscrew him.
So that's The Real Deal on horror classic The Abominable Dr Phibes. It's out on DVD and Blu-ray right now, and we want to know what your favourite old school horror flick is. Joe, what's yours?
Easy. The Wicker Man, 1973. Sadly, not the Nicolas Cage version.
Oh, sad.
Yeah.
Really sad. Mine is a little bit kind of more up to date. It's The Monster Squad. Something that Mum and Dad, you really should have not let me watch when I was that young. Should have never have been taken out of the supermarket at that time. On VHS, not Betamax.
That's
old.
Blame them, blame them. Right, let us know what your favourite is though on our YouTube channel, Facebook page, or you can tweet us at The Real Film Show.